How are you doing today? I'm Fiadh, a spirit worker, energy worker, Reiki, and Healing Arts Practitioner. And if you so choose to receive, I'm offering a distance energy work, Reiki and spirit medicine session with the intention of harmonizing, aligning and harmonizing with polarities, creating space in your energetic field for convergence. This is a bit of a topic, so I'll just do a quick intro to explain where I'm coming from and my perspective, and then we'll allow the energy to show up however it needs to for you personally at this time in your journey. And it's going to show up differently every time, as with every session. It's always for greatest healing good, and every session is different, which I think is so magic. But anyway, so I kind of wanted to work with this energy. There are a few reasons. Partially, it's the Libra full moon, and Libra is great at balancing and harmonizing, along with contracts and relationships. Those can come into play also, but I'm really focusing on this energy of harmonizing. And earlier this month, I was asking what plant spirit wishes to come through for the collective. And I got called to work with the ally of the wild carrot, otherwise known as Queen Anne's lace. And there's so much to say about this, but I'll just speak from my perspective real quick. So Queen Anne's lace is, if you've never seen it, it's this very light, floaty flower that almost comes up as an umbrella, and it's incredibly light and airy and floats itself upward in an incredibly complex and organized and geometric form. And then it has this very thin stalk that goes downward, its stem into the earth, and then it is balanced by this incredibly complex, very strong root system. It does not have a delicate root system. So I wanted to bring this energy of the dream space, the etheric, and this idea of, if you're watching this when it comes out, the last year up till Pisces season was very dreamy. Everything was in shift. Nothing was solid, so we were very much existing in the liminal. And we couldn't get our feet on solid ground. So that gave us the space to really kind of go in our imagination and stretch our imagination outward. That being said, as we started moving into Aries season, there was this energy of, it's time to start taking action and creating form again. So I wanted to bring in the wild carrot because it really teaches us to balance this etheric, the dreamy, the higher level upper state with the incredible organization of the strength and the resources of the root system, and drawing those resources, that root system, the earth and the dense, up, 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 to meet this dreamy state, and also drawing the dreamy state back down and bridging it into really solid reality of, your drive, your motivation, your action, your reactions, aligning those together. This idea of as above, so below. And then the idea of as within, so without. The inner world, what you're receiving, the inspiration, the lessons you're learning, the experience, the joy, and then creating, acting, willpower, and allowing all of these very polarizing energies to exist in harmony. Not about making them smaller to reach a compromise, but about creating space in your own energetic field to hold all of these complexities. Just sorry for that little intro, but I thought it needed to say it. It needed to be said. I can speak. So with that being said, we're gonna get started. I'm just tuning into your energetic field. If you don't wish to receive this Reiki, that is totally fine, but if you do, just take a deep breath in and ask to receive this healing intention for greatest healing good. Sorry, there's something on my face that's been itching me. Doing the smoke cleanse. This is the Reiki incense, by the way. I cannot recommend that and the Reiki power enough. They both smell magical. Anyway. I give this energetic offering to me, to my higher self, to my spirit guides, to meet you with honor and gratitude. I ask, if you so choose, to invite in your healing guides, guardians, spirit allies, your higher self, your angels, whoever you wish to accompany on this journey for greatest healing good, of course. Just channeling into the heart space, because I'm feeling a lot kind of just burdening you right there. Might not be anything huge, but there's a bit of heaviness. To the root. Allowing you to feel more stable and grounded in this practice. To feel supported. Aligning you with your earth wisdom, your earthly resources. I wanted to call in this energy. It's kind of far off. What are the parts of yourself that you've pushed away, hidden away, even from childhood, that brought you passion, that refueled you? Sometimes we push these aspects of ourselves away because we can't quite envision how they align with our other passions and pursuits. So we're allowing yourself to have some flexibility. Just because something hasn't been done before, or you haven't necessarily seen it before, doesn't mean that it just doesn't work. Just clearing out those preconceptions. What is clouding your vision? As a side note, I think this is important to mention. If you're working with the spirit medicine of the wild carrot, it is also very much associated with the third eye, and especially suppressed emotions that are being projected outward versus intuition. So we're just bringing space. I want to use my handy dandy fire quartz. I don't know why I just have Blue's Clues references stuck in my head. I'm just going to put that right below you. Fire quartz is great at dismantling energetic blockages, but it's also very expansive. I think for a long time we collectively have looked at duality and polarity and kind of shrunk it down to a very simplified form, as we've done with many things, seeing many things in black and white, and then kind of shrunk ourselves down to then better fit within those limitations. And we are really kind of collectively starting to expand ourselves and create openness to holding these complex energies in all of its forms, how it shows up for you. You may not be able to cognitively understand it, but you can still energetically understand it. I just wanted to bring that to mind because as I was meditating today, I just kept being told of the phrase, trust in your own complexity. Most of us have many conflicting energies and thoughts and emotions That's human. That's not just human, that's spirit. You know, the more you learn, the more paradoxes there seem to be, including within yourself. And somehow at the same time, those form perfectly into you without making themselves or yourself smaller. And this also, I have to speak of it, shows up for relationships. When you can hold space and understanding for yourself and your own complexity, then you can understand and meet others far more empathetically and I forget what the other word, eloquently, versus just seeing everyone else through this one-dimensional lens. I'm just gonna go by your feet. Just some hematite, incredibly stabilizing, grounding, protective, holding the boundaries. I don't think they're magnetic, but for some reason, I always associate them with magnets. And I think there's something to be said when we're discussing polarizing energy and magnets. Working in your heart space and in your high heart space. If you've seen any of my videos before, you know what it is. My favorite Azurite-Malachite. Just combing through the third eye. I want to bring focus to, well, these are two big things that I feel. You might have your eye on the bigger picture so much that you're just like, wait, how exactly am I supposed to get there though? You know, there's so many things out there in the world. I want to get there, but I can't seem to find the path. You get a bit stuck in the dreamy state and can't quite seem to take action. But I also want to bring vision and purpose to your action. If you're someone who's been, busy, but nothing you're doing is really carrying purpose. You're so caught up down here and trying to force something to happen. And then staying busy because that's what you're supposed to do. That your actions are not carrying you forward, they're just draining you. They're not bringing you closer to purpose, they're just distracting. So bringing in this energy of inspired action, carrying down and bringing in that inspiration, being able to draw up your education, your teachers, your resources in the physical, and move towards the dream world, the dream scenario, the dream relationship, whatever it may be. The lofty goals. Carrying into the crown. I think this is also a funny note. If you're like me, I know not everyone is, of course, but I speak from my own perspective. Often when I'm the most excited, when I can really see a purpose, this is a bit extreme, but not all the time, but it's a pattern, and I can really see the bigger purpose, and I have the most kind of energy within me to carry it out. Sometimes that's the time when I'm most unable to move. When I have the most energy is when I get the least done. Because I'm so caught up in possibilities. And then I drain myself of any energy I have. And the times when I am the most burnt out, the most exhausted, anyone who's seen me when I'm sick also knows this. I'm basically bouncing off the walls. I cannot sit still. But then nothing that I'm doing actually feels good. I'm just like keep pushing forward, but not really allowing myself to receive back what I need to fuel myself, if that makes sense. So we want to meet in the middle of these very extreme forces within ourselves. Knowing that we're going to show up, how these energies are going to show up, it's going to be different every single day. Bringing in some trust to the experience. Some allowing. Don't try to force yourself to reach your balance that you had yesterday or 2 years ago or 10 years ago. Every single day your energy shows up differently. It always reaches its own, or tries to reach its own homeostasis. But paradoxically, that homeostasis is not always the same. My cats are being jerks to each other today. I'm just ignoring them. They can hiss and growl at each other how they want, as long as they're not hurting each other. Not my business. Just using this little potion. I'm calling it the potion now. I'm working with and calling it the healing spirit, the wisdom, the medicine of the Libra full moon, and of the Queen Anne's lace, to help you align moving once again to the ground and above, because a lot of energy wants to be channeled there. Bringing that into the heart space also. I keep seeing all day, I've been seeing in my mind's eye a Jack Russell Terrier. Very cute, very friendly. I have never had a Jack Russell Terrier in my life. So I don't think that message is for me. Just Seiki. Bringing this into the sacral. Bringing in patience. Oh yeah, I forgot. I have the window open. It's my neighbor. Just like, is there a man speaking in my house? Okay, I'm feeling the side of the scalp. You might be able to hear a lot of traffic noises today. They didn't start until I started filming. Then suddenly, everyone with obnoxiously loud engines had to go by. Of course. Faith. The last message was both a message to keep the faith, and also I'm pretty sure just my grandmother. She's been coming through a lot in these videos, which is always nice. But her name was Faith, so I think that's a good reminder to keep the faith within yourself also. Alright. I know that was a bit chatty, but I hope you didn't mind too much. Sometimes we just gotta talk it out while doing energy work. But thank you so much for being here with me today. I'm so grateful for all of you. I honor you on your journey. And if you feel so called to like and subscribe, it's so appreciated and so helpful, but no pressure. Anyway, have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful rest of your night.